The Roaring Twenties, Inventions by Sarah Moffat, Hannah Sobran, and Sophia Caslin. The 1920s was a decade of social, economic, and political upheaval. The multitudes of inventions produced reflect the immense progress which benefited the whole of America at this time. The most influential inventions included the radio, traffic light, Band-Aid, lie detector, and jukebox. These inventions transformed the everyday goings of Americans across the nation, allowing for safer, more productive, and enjoyable lives. One of the most interesting innovations at this time was the three-light traffic light. The first automobile was invented in 1885, and during the early and mid-1900s had become a staple in American lives. However, after more than 4,000 people died in car accidents in 1913, it was clear something greater than the stop-and-go, two-light traffic stops were necessary in order to promote movement and establish order on the now crowded streets. The first three-light traffic stops, which are still in use today, were invented in 1920 in Detroit by Garrett Morgan. As many other prototypes already existed, he tweaked their models by adding a third color, yellow, which signaled a slowing before a stop to further decrease accidents by giving drivers a warning before. The photograph on this slide was taken in 1920 in the city of Detroit, where the first working three-light traffic light was installed. The radio was also popularized, but not truly invented, in the 1920s. It was really created in 1895 by Guglielmo Marconi, but used at that time and up through World War I for communication between ships. After World War I, regular American citizens began using it for entertainment like music and news announcements such as BBC broadcasts, which began in 1922. This image here is of the Brock Sisters, a popular singing group listening to the radio in the 1920s.
An actual invention, which we see every day a century later, is the Band-Aid. The Band-Aid was originally made because a Johnson & Johnson employee wanted to make a product which his wife, who frequently injured herself in the kitchen, could use to quickly and easily cover a wound. The original Band-Aid, unlike their modern-day counterparts, were about 3 inches long, a literal bandage. This image shows how the original packaging, though somewhat changed, still resembles the symbols and colorway which is still seen today.
One of the most intriguing inventions of this time period was the lie detector test. It was originally developed in 1921 by police officer John Larson from Berkeley, California. Larson desired to make interrogation methods more ethical and designed the lie detector test based on research done by William Moulton Marston, who would later become the creator of the Wonder Woman comics. This image shows the original polygraph machine accompanied by Henry Wilkins, one of the first people that the machine was used on, who was cleared of murdering his wife in 1921.
The jukebox was created as a reaction to the prohibition of alcohol, which was a largely ignored and widely disliked amendment. Speakeasies, nightclubs during the 1920s, were created to dispense alcohol, and a whole network of illegal operations ensued, so that even the use of music was important to the success of the business. However, there was too much legal and financial risk in most ways of producing music, so the jukebox became an easy and efficient way to play music in speakeasies, which became wildly popular as prohibition was upheld. The image on the left is an advertisement for the first commercial automatic phonograph, or jukebox, from the J.P. Seberg Company, and the picture on the right is of the actual jukebox itself.
The ultimate effect of these developments in technology is that there was greater access to information for the public, increased safety, and new forms of entertainment previously unknown to the world. They largely improved the quality of life for many Americans, and although the Roaring Twenties were a blur of technological progress, they birthed a level of prosperity America had not yet experienced.